Have you ever wondered how your phone magically knows when to stop charging at exactly 100%? It's not actually magic, it's some pretty cool science and engineering working together. Your phone has several clever systems that act like tiny detectives, constantly checking and measuring what's happening inside your battery. Today we're going to explore the amazing technology that keeps your phone battery safe and working perfectly. Let's dive into the secret world inside your charging cable. Every phone battery has a special microchip called a battery management system, or BMS for short. Think of this chip as a tiny computer that never sleeps. It's always watching and measuring everything that happens to your battery. This smart chip is like having a detective inside your phone who knows exactly what's going on at all times. The BMS can measure things like how much electricity is flowing in, how hot the battery is getting, and how much energy is already stored inside. Without this clever little chip, your phone would have no idea when to stop charging, and that could be dangerous. The BMS chip acts like a voltage detective, constantly checking the electrical pressure inside your battery. Voltage is basically how hard electricity is trying to push through your battery, kind of like water pressure in a hose. As your battery charges up, this electrical pressure gets higher and higher, just like filling up a balloon with air. When the voltage reaches exactly the right level, usually around 4.2 volts for most phone batteries, the BMS knows the battery is completely full. At this perfect moment, it sends a signal to stop the charging process, just like turning off a water tap when your glass is full. Your phone's BMS also works as a temperature safety guard, using special heat sensors to make sure your battery doesn't get too hot while charging. Charging a battery creates heat, just like how your hands get warm when you rub them together really fast. If the temperature gets too high, it could damage the battery or even be dangerous, so the BMS is always checking to make sure everything stays nice and cool. When the temperature gets close to being too hot, the smart chip will slow down the charging speed or even stop it completely until things cool down. This is why sometimes your phone charges more slowly when it's already warm from being in the sun or playing games. Inside your battery, there are special chemicals that create electricity through tiny reactions, and the BMS monitors these chemical processes very carefully. Think of it like being a chef who needs to make sure all the ingredients in a recipe are mixed in exactly the right amounts. The BMS can tell when these chemical reactions are happening at the perfect rate for safe charging, and when they need to slow down. As the battery gets fuller, these chemical reactions naturally start to slow down, which is another signal that tells the BMS it's time to stop charging. This chemical monitoring helps make sure your battery lasts a long time and stays safe to use. When all the measurements show that your battery is completely full, the BMS sends an instant stop signal through your phone's communication network. This signal travels faster than you can blink, going from the battery chip to your phone's main processor, and then to the charging port. It's like sending an urgent text message that says stop charging now to every part of your phone that's involved in the charging process. Once this signal is received, your phone immediately stops drawing power from the charger, even though the charger is still plugged in. This is why you can leave your phone plugged in overnight without worrying about overcharging. The smart systems know exactly when to quit. The battery management system is like the master controller that coordinates all these different monitoring jobs at the same time. Imagine a conductor leading an orchestra. The BMS makes sure all the different sensors and safety systems work together in perfect harmony. It's constantly receiving information from voltage sensors, temperature monitors, chemical reaction detectors, and many other tiny measuring devices inside your phone. The BMS processes all this information incredibly quickly, making hundreds of tiny decisions every second to keep your battery charging safely and efficiently. This amazing coordination happens so smoothly that you never even notice it's working, but it's one of the most important safety systems in your entire phone. All of these smart systems work together to protect your battery and make it last as long as possible, which means protecting the money your family spent on your phone. Without these intelligent monitoring systems, batteries would wear out much faster, overheat, or even become dangerous to use. The BMS helps your battery stay healthy by preventing overcharging, avoiding dangerous temperatures, and making sure all the internal chemistry stays balanced and safe. Modern phone batteries can last for years and thousands of charging cycles because of these protective systems working behind the scenes. It's pretty amazing that all this high-tech protection fits inside something as small as your phone. Now I'm curious, have you ever noticed your phone getting warm while charging, and did the charging seem to slow down? Share your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more cool science explanations that make technology easy to understand.